fundamental difference between a man that pursues ugly women versus a man that pursues conventionally attractive women is that the men who pursue ugly don't lie to you about who they are. These men legitimately think that you were so desperate and lonely and aching for love that you don't really give a f***, and you will.
That's the truth. It's because you normally are desperate. How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the channel. Now, there has been a certain TikToker, if I would like to call her that, who came out, to calling men their genetic anomalies. It was a weird thing to watch because she's the most ridiculous looking person, but she somehow thinks that she's the prize of everyone and everything. I don't know if I'm describing this correctly. Now, there's this content creator called Michelle McDaniels. She's a fitness influencer and does different content on different things. So I found her video and I thought it was very interesting to react to. First, please, I will ask for your forgiveness. There is quite a bit of a construction going on around me, so there might be some background noise. I'll try and remove it in post-production, but if it's there, I hope it's not too distracting. So getting back to this is the video. Says the video is named "This Influencer Needs a Mirror." Now, you will understand very quickly why that's the case. And without further ado, let's get on to this.
Pretty privilege. Pretty much when your life is easy because your face looks nice. People are nicer, more patient, more forgiving, and your mistakes are super quirky and hilarious. And the best thing about pretty privilege is that you just get stuff for free.
A limousine?
Police stop you, they see your face, and they say, oh, never mind, let me just rip up this ticket because you're pretty. Men will just give you money as you walk down the street, just hand it to you. And I know what you're thinking, wow, pretty girls have it easier. It's not just pretty girls, because men can be pretty too. They will get money handed to them by other men.
What?
Oh, you didn't know all of this happened right before your eyes? Shoot. I'm so sad that I'm the bearer of bad news, but I think...
Now this lady is a bit comedic, so you might find something she says, they're a bit out there. I don't really mind. I love such people, quirky people who try to be interesting. I hope I'm getting to that level. I want to be even more interesting myself. But yeah, let's listen into what she's saying.
You caught the ugly. Don't you fret. I grew up like this for most of my life. People ignored me, and then I got chunky, and then people also ignored me even more. Even though my looks has...
But if you look at her, she was just a normal girl. I think women have this thing where if they are not the prettiest, then everything is the worst. Despite the fact that most women are not like the hottest women, most of them are average to below average, just like men. Although I think they are more better looking women than they are men, just for evolutionary reasons. But it is what it is. So she didn't look that bad, but they get a little sensitive when you're not at the very top.
Changed. I lost the weight. I still don't know if I got the whole pretty privilege thing because I stay inside, and whenever a cop stops me, I still have never gotten out of a ticket, no matter how many quirky jokes I tell them. So I don't know if I have that peak pretty privilege where I just get everything handed to me, but since I did grow up looking like Urkel, and then I had the awkward body, and I had no clue how to do my makeup, I wasn't really one of the popular girls or like the conventionally attractive girls. I did experience some...
Let me explain to you how I got to know her first. So this is a bit left field, so you might understand. When I was getting fit, when I was working on my fitness, still do, I'm maintaining right now, gaining, as one Greg Doucette would say. But the reason I came across her is because I was looking for videos, different videos, workouts, and she just came up for, I can't remember what it was for exactly, and I listened to her videos and I thought, interesting person, and that's how it became. As I watching some of her videos, I don't really watch that many, maybe one a month if it's interesting, because a lot of our topics also are not interesting to me because they're more women centric. The thing is, because she overcame this body when she was overweight and became fit, and actually, yes, I remember the reason why I followed her is she was making fun of these fat activists, these people calling everybody fat phobic and whatnot. Exactly, that's why. She has really good videos on that. I'll leave a link down below and you can watch some of them. Really, she's hilarious and interesting. Let's continue.
Something called ugly privilege that someone has been trending for, I guess, having. And as someone who grew up like Urkel, I was very interested in this post.
I'm not ugly, but if you asked me if I had ugly privilege, I sure as shit did.
But she didn't just start trending because she said that she has ugly privilege. Oh, no. She took it a step further and said, you know who else is ugly?
Most men.
Today we're talking about Sedona Violet. Ooh, that sounds like just like a stage name. Sedona Violet. She is into femininity, K-I-N-K, and some damn perspective. And she talks a lot, and
Yeah, so you see a lot of these like very hideous looking people, fat women, they're into kinks. The thing is, when the losers meet at the bottom, they do anything. The fat men, it's feminist men, all these awkward men, and then they meet the fat chicks, the feminists, the awkward looking chicks, and then they think they're so cool and that they're going to be exploring. It is such a ridiculous cope. No, lose some weight, and basically be a decent person, and you should be fine. But they think they deserve a millionaire who looks like a Greek god or a Mandingo warrior, whatever the case may be.
has been talking and people have been getting very angry. Or maybe the men, I'm not too sure. I just downloaded them and thought that we could watch together. But let me give her a little introduction of some of the things that she does post about.
Hudson Williams walking down the street with that cigarette is why I will always say cigarettes are cool.
Okay.
Proceed.
Right? They're not good for you. They're in fact quite nasty and bad for you, but they sure as shit are cool. And
the thing is, it used to be like that maybe in the early 90s and the 80s, where there was a lot of advertising across the world about how cool cigarettes are. But generally speaking, they're not. For those who smoke, yeah, I did smoke for a while. It is very highly addictive and it's not cool, but you kind of feel good doing it. Yeah.
As a millennial, it has been hard-coded into my DNA to think so.
I don't know,
Nonsense.
because as a millennial as well, I grew up with Dare.
Drugs. Some of the big kids do them. So it's tough for us younger now. But my mom and
You
dad
guys
helped
remember
get this
this?
DARE anti-drug program in
This
our
was
school.
everywhere.
We had the
even
assemblies where all the
in
people would
Africa.
dance about not doing drugs.
Drugs.
Remember the hats, the shirts telling us not to drink and drive? My mom took it a step further and I saw the explicit version of when you do drugs, smoke, drink and drive. So my millennial butt cheeks think that when you're smoking, I think you're a full-on idiot and you probably smell like cigarette. I'm not saying you smell bad. Cigarettes remind me of my dead grandpa. It's very comforting to an extent, but cool? Is that a millennial thing? Who else thinks that cigarettes look cool? I feel like it looks like cancer. I think my grandpa had like lung cancer or something. Anyway, so that's pretty much some of the stuff that she posts about. She just likes to rant. So she would start talking about the ugly privilege perspective. Lessons from a woman with ugly privilege. Do you have your notebook, everyone? Time for school. Ugly privilege 101.
I'm not ugly, but if you asked me if I had ugly privilege, I sure as shit did. And the biggest lesson I can give to you from that experience is that all men are the same. The fundamental difference between a man that pursues ugly women versus a man that pursues conventionally attractive women is that the men who pursue ugly don't lie to you about who they are. These men legitimately think that you were so desperate and lonely and aching for love that you don't really give a f***, and you will
That's the truth. It's because you normally are desperate. That's just a fact.
take the worst of the worst, and they are the worst of the worst.
I feel like there's some truth to that. I'm sure she's talking about being heavy set as well, not having like the conventionally attractive body as well. And I'm sure there are
Not heavy set. We mean morbidly obese. Fat. Those are the correct terms. As I told you, she's a bit more of a woman. She'll use some nice words not to hurt her fat sister's feelings.
like men that find obese women attractive and love their body and a squish and everything. Like I've
No.
heard a lot of the men say they just want something soft to sink their head into. In the bodybuilding world, like when I used to compete and whatnot, there was like quite a significant amount of very muscular men who love to watch their diets and love for themselves to have like ripped abs and shoulder caps pulsating. But backstage you would see them with a very heavy set woman.
This is 100% facts. Go to those bodybuilding shows.
The thing is, I've seen that it's a mixture. It's because the women who are available are most of them are obese or fat. That's why you're seeing many of them like that. But I've also seen many of these fitness guys with very fit women. So what they are trying to do here is trying to launder the image of these obese women. That even the fattest guys want them. No, mostly it's desperate men, and sometimes they just met a nice woman when she was not obese and she got obese but didn't really stop being nice. So they decided it's better to keep her than try and look for somebody better who's a demon. So that is what is going on here. But let's listen in.
See those guys' wives. Most of the time, their wives are either super fit and competing in the shows too, or they tend to be a bigger woman.
And many people
Sure.
would say, and we don't have like scientific facts on this as it changes for each person, but there's been a lot of men that would say, and we'll see it on the internet, we've talked about it before, that they like someone below them because then that person doesn't have many options to cheat.
You don't marry.
No, the thing is this, it's actually like a logical thing. If you have a very hot woman, she'll be getting a lot more offers from a lot more men. Most of the time, men who will be richer than you, probably better looking, taller, and what, all these things. And you see, the thing is with the options these days, a lot of women will take the options. So it is easier for you to just get a normal woman who, through her life, has lived a normal life. She's not had the extra attention that drives these women insane. Although these days that also has been changed by Instagram. Even these mid chicks get a lot of attention. So that has changed. But generally speaking, the really hot women get a lot of attention. So they are less, less disciplined. And because people really fall over themselves to treat beautiful women like goddesses, they learn that and they internalize that. So it continues. So don't be that average chick trying to act like you're all that. Men are willing to do quite a lot for good looking women, even those that are pure hell. So don't try and pretend like you're one of those. If you look like me, medium ugly, you got a problem and you have to solve it together.
The hottest chick you ever been with.
Do not date attractive women.
The man can't get their feelings hurt because the woman they chose is too ugly. So I feel like that's kind of what she's talking about.
Here's the secret though. They're all the worst of the worst.
Oh, I guess she's just going right into it and saying all of them are the worst of the worst. They all
dates
suck.
the worst
Let me
of the
make
worst.
sure to write a note to tell Garrett, you are the worst of the worst because some chick called Violet told me you are. Fold that up, and I'm gonna stick it on his forehead so he can wake up to it. And we're back.
Because I spent a lot of time watching the predator instead of being the prey.
So, like, she made a good point of, like, her experience of being not conventionally attractive and how men treat her, but the way that...
Not conventionally attractive is ugly. That's what it means. She's ugly. That it's not. You see how the kind of language they use. Anyway, let's continue. This kind of PR, is it politically correct language? It just drives me insane. I can't stand it. It's so pretentious too.
Some people talk in these, like, I'm guessing this is more of an anti-man type video. And we talk about, like, those alpha males who are very anti-woman. They treat women, 50% of the population, as just objects.
What are these alpha? Why do they keep talking about alpha males like they don't understand? The red pill space is full of everyone. There's alphas, there's betas. The betas are trying to get up to be alphas. That's how it is, competition. But as you can see, there's always that bias against the red pill. That's the thing. Is that's what I was telling you. She is like progressive light, so she's not totally insane, but she has some derangement against the likes of Myron Gaines and whatnot.
Relationships don't work, especially in 2025 for men, is because women have too much goddamn power.
And the way that she talks to you kind of
That's a
reminds
fact.
me of an alpha male, where she uses words like,
What do you mean by alpha male? McDaniels. You need to go and Google what that is and just stop regurgitating nonsense. You are better than that.
predator and prey. Like the alpha males use alphas and betas, like they're lions. Like, what is everybody's obsession with being animals? And what's
No, because we are animals, and there's alphas and betas. There's the strong and the weak. I don't know why you think you're not in that pool. Yes, that's how life is. McDaniels.
with these people saying this gender, every single person in it, are all the same.
I got to peep a lot of game, and there is an insane amount of strategy that goes into almost every single interaction that a man has with a woman. So please, take it from me, the only difference between a man that's willing to pursue ugly women versus a man that only pursues conventionally attractive, beautiful women is that only one of those people is putting effort into the con.
She never explained which one is putting in the effort for the con, but I'm pretty sure it's the guy who's going for the more conventionally attractive woman. Anyway, I try to stay away from these kind of videos to watch like in my everyday life when I'm not making content, because it can definitely get into your head. I mean, have you talked to some of these people who are in the manosphere? They think women are public enemy number one.
You see, this rubbish again, the manosphere. Yes, this channel is manosphere. And let me tell you something, McDaniels. We are responding to the society as it is. What we are talking about is not fake, it's real. But you can continue to bastardize our ideas. You can continue to talk nonsense if you want. But it's going to stay the same, and nobody's taking a step back. The Sims will be defeated and the feminists will be defeated. Now you can jump on now because you can get some views out of it, but that's the reality.
All women are the same, guys. All women think the same.
Now, this is the thing. The cringy part of the manosphere, I don't really consider them the manosphere, because the manosphere is about men of integrity, in my opinion. The manosphere is not about these guys who are just saying things just to get likes, to sell some stupid program. I don't know why you guys buy some of those. You know, it's not that. It's, you know who we are talking about. You can't put Myron, rational male, entrepreneur in cars, Kevin Samuels, and all these people together with this really, most of the time, they're just weak, pathetic guys who have to lie all the time. You know, these guys call themselves alphas. They claim they're making a lot of money. Most of the time are just faking it. Hopefully they make it. So that is not the standard here. Stop bastardizing what is obviously a very strong movement that is not going away, McDaniels.
Although I'm a woman and I can understand the frustration with a lot of men because of how we can be treated by a lot of them. Like, have you seen that man that was saying, if I wanted to, I could punch my wife twice and she'd be dead? Okay? So I can understand the frustration, but also...
But that's a fact, if he wanted to, but he isn't. He's just giving you a fact. Why are you bastardizing everything? I mean, you see, this is what I don't like about smart people who are doing dumb content. Like, you have a really good video going on, but you take shots just to fit in some group. It's really silly. If I'm going to pick the worst of the worst, you're always going to have some ridiculous ideas. What are you talking about? But if you're talking about feminists, it's almost all of them who behave as they behave, you know? It's a culture among them. It's an ideology. It's almost a religion. It's a religion.
Just generalizing a whole group has never been my thing. Like, she even has a problem with men that
but you keep on talking about manosphere and alpha males and generalizing. Come on now, don't speak from both sides of your mouth.
are attracted to her.
I don't respect men that are romantically interested in me.
Okay, let's keep watching.
She understands she's hideous, and anybody who goes for her is a low value man, and she knows that. At least she's being honest about that.
You want to see the reason why you wouldn't respect a man for thinking that, like, you're cute.
Because when I tell you that I treat men like garbage.
Okay.
So
treat men like garbage.
Yes, that's what I was. Okay. So she has men who date her, so they must be low quality men, and she dates those low quality men like garbage because it gives her a rush. That's the real thing here. She understands she can't do any better. Of course, you can see the septum rings and all the work garbage. Yes, she treats them because she realizes that they are low quality. That's if the best they can do is her, they're not worth anything. So she's telling you the truth. And anyway, that's at least she said two things there that we can agree on.
Right. And so for a man to want to be in my orbit in that way, understand he is going through it. He wants to be there, but he is going through it. I am not making it easy. My mission in life is to be the bane of that man's existence.
The sparkle.
The thing is, I think she's lying about the amount of men. Probably she had one man she treated badly and he accepted it. So she's trying to map that onto every other thing for content. There is no man who is spending time with this hideous person and being disrespected and staying on. You might find one or two, and by that, I'm speaking generalizing. When I say no man, I mean most men, 99.9%. They might stick around with a good-looking woman, be mistreated by a good-looking one. But this, I don't know who would, but maybe you can tell me if you're one of those who's put themselves in this position.
In her eye as she says this is like comical, scary, and weird.
Like the way I would never be able to beat the man-hater allegations if you saw the way I romantically interact with men.
Damn. Well, at least she's not lying. She's saying the allegations are true. I'm very awful to men. Which I feel like those men from the manosphere would absolutely hate this woman and say she's awful, all while they follow men that say the same stuff. See, this is why.
Just keep the manosphere out of your mouth, McDonald's. You're just embarrassing yourself saying stupid shit. Just stop. You don't need to compare with the manosphere. There's 10 times higher quality conversations there than this walrus here is giving. So stop throwing the name around just for algorithmic catch. I mean, it's shameful. Come on, shut up.
I can't get with these people.
It's mean. Like, there's not a single part of me that can be soft and romantic with a man. Unless I've already broken him. Like, honestly, the only way a man is going to get a little bit of softness out of me is after he's already broken down and sobbing in my lap. Because
this is a fantasy she has. It doesn't really happen to her. She's never had a man in that position. This is what I would call a fantasy. She's hoping she can get a man she can put in that position. But good luck with that Sedona Violet, Miss Walrus.
I just like being mean to them,
No, I don't know. Can we imagine if some dude said this exact thing, like right in front of her?
He'll be ostracized.
So that would get a lot of heat, but then she would post the ultimate TikTok video that had all the men upset. The Great Scam, why most men are unattractive. Yep, I have a very small percentage of men, and boys, she is calling you out.
Ugly.
I would love to know the percentage of most men are unattractive. Is it in the 80s? Is it a B plus? A, 90% of men does she deem unattractive? Which, to be fair, you're not gonna find every single person attractive. I walk outside and I'm not like, oh my God, so many beautiful men. Just as I don't feel like when I walk down the street, everyone's like, speechless.
Most men are deeply unattractive because of Mother Nature and something called the Great Scam. The Great Scam was the day that the male of the species convinced the female of the species that it no longer needed to prove itself worthy in order to reproduce and have babies. But the fact that the men are ugly says otherwise, right? They're not supposed to exist. They're supposed to be cannon fodder to the strong, attractive men who are worthy of having babies. So while y'all are out here being like, the men don't take care of themselves, that's why they're unattractive. No, you're fucking a 10,000-year-old genetic anomaly. He's not supposed to exist, babe.
Now, that is the video that gave her the notoriety. I think she's been saying a lot of stupid shit for a long time. It wasn't catching. So she tried and tried. Eventually, this came to be. Obviously, she was made fun of, out of this world. She's been dissed, but she seems to understand that it comes with the territory. She seems to understand that she's hideous. She needs to say these things. Like there was another lady before, hideous woman, but kept on talking like she's this catch. So it is this pretentious lack of self-awareness, because she's pretending that she's not self-aware so that to get people mad to watch her videos. And that's the only way such a person could get attention, isn't it? This is the only way, unless you're like a political activist and you go run around the streets. But that is how such a person would really say that. This is the thing. Something that was a bit disturbing, but I thought it's actually true. Over a long time, most ordinary men have been treated like cannon fodder, going to wars and being laborers and what of the rich and powerful. That is how it has happened for a very, very long time. Now, I don't know if she wants that position to come back, because she will not be part of that privileged class. Sedona, you will not be. You will be part of the serfs. You will be part of the poor class. You'll be part of the bottom feeders. And this is the thing also, because for me, I don't like just useless outrage. You know, the reason I did this video was to really show you the amount of narcissism that has invaded every space. The most mediocre people in the world right now are being raised up. You know, a person like this, I know there are many people that have spoken like this, but why would they push someone like this? Someone like this beats all convention. She's hideous. She speaks quite well, you've noticed. She's not dumb. And she lacks self-awareness to an extent where she's willing to embarrass herself for the views. She's willing to insult anyone as long as, she gets the views. She knows if she was trying to play the nice game, men don't really care about hideous women playing nice. They might be your friends, but they're not talking about you. They're not watching your videos. But say something egregious, well, here we are. Basedeke is doing a video about you. Now, I don't know what you guys thought about this video. I think it went on a bit long. I apologize if it did, but I think it was important to see the full scale of this through the eyes of Michelle. Is she called Michelle McDaniels?